Hello and welcome. My name's John Chapman and I'm the author of a fantasy book that's coming out very soon by the name of James of Calendar. Now, today, or from now on, I'm going to put timestamps down below so that you can skip ahead to the pertinent whatever you fancy looking at, because as you know I do ramble a bit. So today I'm going to talk about, to begin with, what I've done during the week. Then I'm going to talk about a drawing I've been working on as part of the front cover for the upcoming book. And then at the end there's going to be the competition winner. So there's 4 people in the hat, and yeah, that will be that. So if you want to skip ahead, go for it. Right. So this week, so I was all geared up to start work on this, on the cover at last. I've been talking about it for a while now. And then, so on Monday I did a bit more clean up work with the lino cut. So I've made it slightly better, and you'll see, I'll show you at the end. Whoever's going to win it, so it's slightly better. And then that Tuesday night I had a migraine again during the night, and so that messed me up for Wednesday. I wasn't quite right, but I did a fair bit of research on book formatting, so it wasn't a waste of time. And then I had a hospital appointment. So I've said before, I get pain in my wrist, in my right hand. I'm right-handed. I had an accident 9 years ago and badly broke the scaphoid bone. Due to a mistake made by a doctor, it then required an operation, so I've got a bolt through it. But as time's gone on, I'm getting more and more problems. Now, if I'm doing a drawing like the one I've just been doing, it's very, very painful. It's very annoying. So anyway, I went there, had another x-ray. I got to see my bones, which look quite nice actually. No problems, no arthritis, which is the worry. But they don't know. It could be something tissue related, so now I've got to have an ultrasound on my wrist, which is another 8-week wait for that. I mean, I had to wait 6 months just to see the consultant, so that's a bit of a pain, but I'm used to the pain now, and I've got some painkillers that I use if need be, so that's I've just got to deal with that. So then as soon as I got back from hospital, I thought, right, let's get on with this drawing. So that's what I did. Now, and a bit later, I'm going to. I decided to do a time lapse video, so I recorded the whole of the drawing. So it took around 6 or 7 hours to do, but I've condensed it into about 3 or 4 minutes. So you can see that if you like. It's not brilliant. I haven't got a very good setup for that kind of thing, but you can see me drawing away, and you see it slowly materializing. So before I do that, I'll just tell you about the cover itself. So all right, I've got this here. I did this drawing a while ago. So this is going to be the main cover itself. If you can imagine, that's the book. So in that circle, I want a view. So this is like a window, and through that circle, I want a particular illustration which I'm going to paint. Now, the idea was that I had this idea a while ago that I would base it on a drawing I did when I was 15 years old, which I'll show you in a second. It's hard to believe that it was 25 years ago that I did that drawing, but anyway, there we are. I'll show you the drawing. It took me ages. I mean, it's kind of like a massive doodle, really. I just made it up as I went along. There we go. Oh, it's tricky. There we go. Yeah, so as you can see, it's jam-packed full of stuff. I think at the time I did it for my father, for Father's Day. If you see that there's like a blimp there, and it's got his initials on it, MPC. There we go. So, right, so I thought, right, I'll use that as a basis as to pay homage to my 15-year-old self. Because as I've said before, I really loved fantasy during that time and often did drawings like that. So I ended up making lots of, I've got a little sketchbook here, I might show you through it one day, but I ended up doing 21 different sketches based on that, but I'll just show you 4 just to show a general progression. This is the first one, one of the first ones I did. See, it's a fairly simplified version of that very complicated drawing, but I just wanted, you know, for a book jacket, for a book cover, it needs to be fairly, it can't be too in your face, if you know what I mean. It can't be too distracting. And so I kept refining it and refining it. That's a little bit similar, a bit more similar to the orientation in the drawing I showed you just now. And then finally, I'll skip forward to the end. This is the one I've settled on. So it's kind of like got the tree canopy going over the top, and I like the way it framed the view beyond. So I took this sketch and using my scanner and printer, I blew it up, then used some carbon paper to transfer it onto a big piece of paper, because I want a big drawing, because that's how big the painting's going to be. It's going to be quite big because I want to get a lot of detail in it. So what I'm going to do now is show you the time-lapse video, and yeah, you can see how I drew it. So I'll use that drawing as the basis for the painting. That's the idea. Right, we'll do that now. Okay, I'll see you a bit later. Cheerio. Hello. welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. So here's the drawing. There we are. That's the one you've just been watching. Oh, it's tricky. This is all mirrored, isn't it? So that's I think that will be more or less the drawing that I'll use for the painting, I think. So the painting will be in full colour. In the background you have mountains, and then everything below that's all forest. So there's going to be a definite, what do you call it? A contrast between the background and the foreground. The foreground will pop in front of the background. The tree canopy right above the top is going to be in red leaves. So it's going to be reds, browns, some yellows, that kind of colour palette, I think. Right, so next thing will be to transfer that onto the canvas. I've got that down there. There's no point showing you, there's nothing on it. And yeah, it was probably going to take about 3 weeks, I suppose, depending on how I layer it, because I use oil paint, so it takes usually takes around 4 or 5 days for certain pigments to dry. I've also worked on another idea for a cover, which is a lot easier, so I may do that as well. I'm still not entirely sure. But yeah, that's all I'll talk about today. The only thing left to do is to pick the winner of the impromptu competition I did last week for the lino cut print. So, right, let's get the old, this is the hat. Great big 2-pint glass. You can't really see that, but anyway. So the 4 people that commented on the video are Vanessa, who's my girlfriend. So I'll fold that up. If she wins, I'll do another draw because, you know, we've got one anyway. In you go. Then we've got Kirk, who's my brother. Thank you, Kirk. Right, let's see if you win it. There we go. In you go. Then we've got Daniel, my old friend Dan. So you're going into, we studied art together, remained very good friends ever since. In you go. And finally, last but not least, Scott, who's a friend of my other brothers, Mark's, but we're all good friends because he's into his board gaming, and we sometimes all get together and dress up in medieval costume and play games. Quite normal. In you go. Right. Right, so I'll close my eyes. Oh, cool. Right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Kirky boy. Okay, there we are. I'm seeing you on Sunday, Kirk, so I'll bring it down. Sorry everyone else. But Scott or Dan, if you still want one, I'll send you one as well. Right, that wasn't much of a competition. Basically, if you entered, you're going to win. But yeah, let me know if you want it and I'll, send it over. Right, that's it for now. I don't know next week what I'm doing. I'll hopefully start working on this painting, but I don't know what I'll talk about next week. But anyway, if all goes well, I'll see you next Friday. Have a nice week and cheerio.